In our headlines for this evening, locally, Premier thanks Taiwanese government for continued support to Nevis and electoral office operating under new management. The details are straight ahead. Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. For today, Thursday, April 9th, 2015, I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Vance Amory, yesterday thanked Taiwan's resident ambassador to St. Kitts and Nevis, His Excellency George Gao-wei Chiao, for the Republic of China, Taiwan's expression of continued support to the island in a number of areas. The Premier was at the time receiving a courtesy call from the ambassador.
His Excellency and myself, we spoke about the good relations we've had between his country and our country, and also of the specific programs which we have developed over the years. Primarily, we looked at the agricultural development, which has been a very successful project. We've talked of the educational assistance which has been given, and more recently, the effort of the Republic of China and Taiwan to assist us with the Open University by providing equipment, and also the scholarships which have been offered to our people for training in Taiwan.
Yesterday's visit was the ambassador's first to Nevis.
It looks like the Premier and me are old friends in years. I can feel you are very warmly welcome to me and to my staff and my friends from Taiwan. And I totally agree with your vision to the Nevis Premier. And you will get my full support. And we will work together. My embassy will work with your office closely, and we will make your vision for this Nevis Islands come true.
Ambassador Chiao was accompanied by Chang Ching Ye, manager of the Vegetable, Fruit and Upland Crop Quality and Safety Improvement Project in St. Kitts and Nevis, David Yu, a counselor at the Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan, and Lucas Chiao, Emma Huang, and Bruce Wu of Speed Tech Energy Company Limited. Although the electoral office here in Nevis is not yet reopened to the public as of Tuesday, April 7th, the office has been operating under new management. According to Premier of Nevis and Federal Minister of Nevis Affairs, the Honorable Vance Amory, the new staff has begun the preparation of the office to get citizens who are eligible to vote registered.
We've invited the staff to come in. New staff will have Ms. Ernestine Rollins, who will be the management person there. Ernestine Rollins is a retired civil servant, former teacher, worked in the Ministry of Culture as a manager, and has had a very long career before retiring from the public service. And usually you have somebody like that to manage that office. I believe Ms. Rollins' experience and her seniority as a retired civil servant will enable her to perform her duties effectively.
According to Amory, more employees will be added to the staff.
We will have some additional staff who will be added, but from today we will have the orientation, as it were. We expect that the staff will acquaint themselves with the rules, with the laws which govern the functions of the office, so that whatever is done there is done in accordance with the law, is in accordance with the rules which govern the electoral system and the registration of voters. For me, those are the overriding factors.
Amory, in a previous report on matters in the federal government, noted that the operations of the electoral system are currently being investigated, the reason for the offices being closed to the public.
There are still a number of ongoing investigations which are being done both in St. Kitts and Nevis. And as soon as they will finalize the investigations and come to the conclusions and are able to deal with the anomalies and the irregularities which existed, we will, when that is completed, we will then open the office for people to go in to register. But at this time, it's just a matter of making sure that the office is clean, that the new staff are acquainted with the operations and what we expect them to do to make sure that the system functions well. I think this is important for us in Nevis.
Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Vance Amory. Premier of Nevis and Federal Minister of Nevis Affairs, the Honorable Vance Amory, believes 3 initiatives taken by the National Unity Government will impact on the ordinary citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis. Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris, recently announced the government's receipt of a grant of $16 million to satisfy a commitment to former St. Kitts Sugar Manufacturing Corporation workers, the removal of VAT from food, medicine, and funeral expenses, and the federal government's transfer of $10 million to the Nevis Island administration.
For the Nevis administration to have received a commitment of $10 million transfer, I think that is also very significant for the people of Nevis specifically. I want to say that this is, the announcements and initiatives which have been made are all part of the agreements and commitments to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis by the new Team Unity government. And we feel that as the purpose of government and perhaps the overriding priority of government is to serve the people and to make sure that their lives are better, I think these 3 initiatives already announced are very useful. I think in the not-too-distant future, we'll have more initiatives announced, but I'm sure these are going to have a far-reaching effect, positive effects, on the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. And I know certainly, specifically, the $10 million transfer will positively affect the Nevis administration and the people of Nevis.
Premier and Minister of Nevis Affairs in the federal government, the Honorable Vance Amory. And coming up after the break, Prime Minister Harris joins other CARICOM heads in caucus. Stay tuned.
Fit and Fun, Culturama 41.
Welcome back. Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris, joined other CARICOM heads in a caucus last evening, Wednesday, April 8th, in Jamaica, ahead of today's historic U.S. CARICOM summit. Competitiveness, energy, and security will be the focus of the highly anticipated summit, to be co-chaired by Chairman of CARICOM and Prime Minister of the Bahamas, the Right Honorable Perry Christie, and the President of the United States of America, Barack Obama. The themes of Thursday's summit reflect the major concerns of the community, as many of the member states seek to emerge from the lingering effects of the global economic and financial crisis.
I believe if we could get that mechanism for recalibrating the relationship going forward, then the CARICOM and U.S. relations would be firmer, stronger, and better for all.
Prime Minister Harris will spend less than 36 hours in Jamaica as he, along with President Obama and other CARICOM leaders, will leave for Panama to attend the 7th Summit of the Americas. The St. Kitts and Nevis delegation includes Foreign Affairs Minister Mark Brantley, Minister of Energy Ian Liburd, Director of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Kay Bass, and the High Commissioner to Jamaica Cedric Harper. The delegation will be complemented in Panama with Senior Foreign Affairs Officer Justin Karim Hawley. More than 200 persons participated in the 13th annual Tri-Star Cross-Channel Swim held on Sunday, April 5th at Uwali Beach. The 2.5-mile swim began at Uwali Beach in Nevis and culminated at Reggae Beach on St. Kitts, where a brief ceremony where Federal Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Lindsay Grant, distributed awards to winners in the various categories and other participants. The first place female and overall winner was Valerie Gregoire of Jessop's Village in Nevis with a time of 1 hour and 3 minutes. The first place male and the second overall winner was Erwin Rusnink of Curacao with a time of 1 hour, 6 minutes and 15 seconds. 10-year-old Grace Cheesley of St. Martin copped the award for youngest swimmer, while the oldest swimmer award went to 72-year-old Mark of California. Federal Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Lindsay Grant, committed the ministry's support and encouraged the swimmers to also participate next year as the competition will be bigger and better.
To all those who come from very far just to be at this event today, that in tourism, we thank you very much. We hope to see you next year and the years to come. And to say to you, we intend to make this event bigger and better as we go along.
Federal Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Lindsay Grant. The 13th annual cross-channel swim saw a number of competitors from across the region taking part. Member of Parliament in Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Glenn Ramadahar Singh, was one such competitor. He explained why he decided to participate this year.
I found the time to come across here to St. Kitts and Nevis for this wonderful event that I saw on the internet while pursuing my training towards the triathlon. I came across the site that talked about the cross-channel swim between St. Kitts and Nevis in the Narrows. And of course it spellbound by the enchanting nature, the way that it was described on the internet by many of the participants as a very beautiful experience. And I consulted with my trainer and he said we could try to prepare for it within the short time frame. I only started the swim a year ago. We did do some open water swimming and we come here for the challenge.
Dr. Ramadhar Singh also noted that he has always been an advocate for healthy lifestyles.
Always been a proponent of healthy and active lifestyles. I believe therein lies the word heal as well. Healthy eating, active lifestyles. We know my training as well. I'm a doctor of veterinary medicine. Would have taught you the value of active lifestyles, especially with chronic diseases today. We know so much about ourselves now that we can heal ourselves. And certainly it's no longer about what you eat, but it's activity-based eating. If you do not have a lot of activity in your lifestyle, you do not need to eat a lot. You need to eat wisely.
He urged persons to play an active role in making healthier food choices.
The more wise choices one makes, the more one benefits from it. And I think that if you are at zero, if you are at -10, find yourself to 0. And if you are at 0, you could go to 2. And then you can go to 5. You don't have to change everything, because healthy eating, active lifestyles is not all. There's mind, body, spirit. We also have our religious philosophy, other fields of human endeavor that are equally important as healthy eating, active lifestyles, and being in sports. So it's a holistic development of the person, but certainly the base of that development would be the health and general well-being of the individual.
Member of Parliament in Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Glenn Ramadhar Singh, was a participant in Sunday's 13th annual cross-channel swim. That's it for tonight's edition of the Nevis Newscast. Thank you for viewing. Good night.